Hey guys, I have a story to share with you guys. This one is about family, it's about legacy, and then at the end I'm going to drop a bombshell or have a confession for you that I think you're going to want to stick around for. So here's how the story goes. Over 20 years ago, my wife and I were going to be getting married. Some very close friends of ours who are my parents' age, let's just say they're my godparents, we'll call them that. We were at their house before getting married, and they had this jester right here. Now, obviously, it still had an arm, both arms. It had a base to it, and it sat on their kitchen countertop. And my godmom says, what do you think about that thing? I said, that's the ugliest dang thing I have ever seen in my life. And we laughed it off. We get married, and we open up our marriage presents, our wedding presents, and this jester's in there. I've been had. So, game on. So we started this game, and there was only one rule, very simple rule. You cannot mail it. You had to hand deliver it. Somebody had to take it somewhere so it could make the trip. It's made trips across states. Arkansas, Georgia, Illinois, Kentucky, Arizona, California, Texas. It's been all over the states. Hence, you could see the damage to it. And so that was the only rule of the game, is you just can't mail it. One time, they ended up putting it in a Christmas present. They came out to visit us a little bit early, put it in a Christmas present, wrapped it up, put it under our tree. Christmas morning, we opened it up thinking it's a Christmas present, and they got us. Another time, we went to Arizona. We floated down a river, and while we were there, we tied it up underneath the fill gas tube, underneath the fender for his pickup, and it stayed there for several years. Now, if we go by the number of the length of time that it's been with somebody, they've lost, we've won. And back then we had 4 kids. My wife and I had 4 kids. And so it was just between the two families. Another time we sent our kids to go hang out with them, and they put it in my kid's suitcase, sent them home, and there it was. Another time they were on an airplane, and before they left our house, I stuffed it in the bottom of the purse. They flew home and get home, or actually I think it was at the airport, opened it up and found this jester in there. So we had a lot of fun with this. Who could get who? And it started to get to the point where some of the family members that were involved started getting a little bit paranoid. Well, when I talk about legacy, we've actually passed this on to our kids and now our grandkids. We have 4 kids of our own. We adopted my niece. She's in our family as well. We claim her as our own. And we've done it to them. We've done it to numerous of them. And it's, number one, it's a good talking point for the whole family. And then when we get together, who's got the jester? Who's got the jester? Now, in this next picture, you're going to see it's not the jester, it's a clown. My godparents lied to us and said, oh, we couldn't find it when you tied it up underneath the truck. It must have fallen off. Well, they had it in their shelf for the longest time and just did not want to admit that they had it. So we had to replace it with the clown. So you can see the clown right there, that it's tied up under somebody's vehicle. So in this next picture, we had a wedding in Texas, and my son's trying to figure out the best way to tie it up underneath my goddad's truck. But then we did a double on it, and we put it up underneath my daughter's car. Fessed up to it later that there it was, and then brought it back. So it's been a fun trip all the way around. My oldest son, he's gotten it tied up under his truck, and he went back to Georgia with it, and he hates being got. So it's pretty funny. And then this video right here, you can see my son running back to the house. What had happened was we left town, they stuck it in the trunk of our car, and we got about 45 minutes out of town and realized it, found it, took it back to their house. They left the garage door open, and we put it on top of his motorcycle. So here's my son running back, showing that he left it on the motorcycle. Again, they've been had. Guys, this is a legacy that our family will never live down. They will always talk about it. It's something fun. We got stories to tell, and every time the story gets bigger and bigger and bigger, just like the fishing expedition or the hunting trip. Every time the wildlife, the game, the trophy gets bigger and bigger and bigger. This is one of those things. So I would encourage you guys as families, there's a lot of dissension in families, a lot of things that families don't get along with, and this is one of those things. I would highly encourage you, find something like this that's a lot of fun, that your family can talk about, they can joke about, see who's been had, things like that. It's a fun deal. And so when I told you about family and legacy and that I have a bombshell and confession, to my oldest daughter, I love you. That picture right there, the clown is currently under your car. I love you. So guys, do something for family, have some fun, start a legacy. You don't necessarily have to look back at where you came from, because some of us didn't have great home lives. But don't look back at where you came from. Create your own legacy. build a story for your kids and your grandkids that when you pass away, your kids have something to tell your grandkids, that your grandkids can tell something to their kids. Leave a legacy. I hope you guys enjoyed that. To my oldest daughter, I love you. You've been punked.